17th, the Sundarbans National Park. The Sundarbans National Park is a renowned national park and a UNESCO World Heritage Site located in the Sundarbans Delta in Bangladesh and India. It is one of the largest mangrove forests in the world and covers an area of around 10,000 square kilometers, 390 square miles. The Sundarbans is known for its unique ecosystem, which encompasses mangrove forests, tidal rivers, and numerous small islands. Here's some key features and facts about the Sundarbans National Park. 1. Biodiversity. The Sundarbans is home to a rich and diverse array of flora and fauna. It is particularly famous for being the habitat of the Bengal tiger, which is one of the park's main attractions. Other notable wildlife species found in the Sundarbans include saltwater crocodiles, Indian boars, spotted deer, rhesus monkeys, and various species of birds, reptiles, and amphibians. 2. Mangrove forests. The Sundarbans is renowned for its extensive mangrove forests, which are adapted to the brackish water conditions of the delta. The dominant mangrove species in the Sundarbans is the Sundari tree Heratira fomes, which gives the park its name. Sundar means beautiful, and Bans means forests. 3. Conservation and protection. The Sundarbans is a protected area, and both the Indian and Bangladeshi governments have taken measures to conserve and protect this unique ecosystem. The Sundarbans National Park in India and the Sundarbans Reserve Forest in Bangladesh are the core areas of conservation, along with several buffer zones surrounding them. 4. Ecotourism. The Sundarbans attracts numerous visitors who are interested in experiencing its natural beauty and wildlife. Ecotourism activities in the region include boat safaris, birdwatching, and exploring the mangrove forests. However, it's important to note that strict guidelines are in place to minimize human impact on the fragile ecosystem. 5. Threats and challenges. The Sundarbans face various environmental challenges, including climate change, rising sea levels, and human-induced pressures such as pollution, poaching, and habitat destruction. These factors pose a significant risk to the delicate balance of the ecosystem and the survival of its wildlife. Location. The Sundarbans National Park is situated in the Ganges-Brahmaputra Delta, encompassing parts of southwestern Bangladesh and the Indian state of West Bengal. It is bordered by the Bay of Bengal to the south. Shared heritage. The Sundarbans is shared between Bangladesh and India. The Bangladeshi portion, known as the Sundarbans Reserve Forest, was designated as a protected area in 1977. The Indian portion, known as the Sundarbans National Park, was declared a national park in 1984, and later received UNESCO World Heritage Site status in 1987. UNESCO World Heritage Site. The Sundarbans National Park is recognized as a UNESCO World Heritage Site for its exceptional biodiversity and as a natural habitat for the Royal Bengal tiger. It is one of the few places in the world where tigers are known to swim and adapt to a mangrove habitat. Tiger Reserve. The Indian portion of the Sundarbans is also a designated tiger reserve. It serves as an important sanctuary for the Bengal tiger, which is an endangered species. The tiger population in the Sundarbans is estimated to be around 100 individuals. Unique adaptations. The flora and fauna of the Sundarbans have developed unique adaptations to the region's brackish water, tidal environment, and saline soil conditions. The Sundari tree, which is the dominant tree species, has pneumatophores breathing roots that help it survive in waterlogged conditions. Sundarbans Biosphere Reserve. In addition to the national parks and reserve forests, the Sundarbans region has been designated as a biosphere reserve. The Sundarbans Biosphere Reserve encompasses a larger area that includes adjacent forests, wetlands, and human settlements. Local communities. The Sundarbans is home to several communities, including the indigenous people known as the Munda and Oraon, Local communities rely on the resources of the Sundarbans for their livelihoods, including fishing and honey collection. However, there are ongoing efforts to balance conservation with sustainable development and the welfare of local communities. Cyclone-prone area. The Sundarbans region is vulnerable to cyclones due to its coastal location. Cyclone Ayla in 2009 and Cyclone Amphan in 2020 caused significant damage to the area, impacting both the ecosystem and human settlements. Efforts are being made to enhance cyclone preparedness and disaster management in the region. The Sundarbans National Park is not only a significant ecological treasure, but also an important cultural and economic asset for the surrounding communities. Efforts are underway to conserve and protect this unique habitat and ensure its long-term sustainability. The Sundarbans National Park is a remarkable natural treasure and an important ecological hotspot. Its unique biodiversity and valuable ecosystem services make it a site of global significance, deserving of conservation efforts and sustainable management.